On September 14, 2027, a commercial mining operation on Callisto, Jupiter's outermost large moon, penetrated 3 kilometers below the surface and discovered something that changed everything. A chamber. Sealed. Ancient. And when the excavation crew touched it, the chamber recognized them. It opened. Inside were beings that had once been like us. Converted. Transformed. Serving the ancient network for thousands of years, maintaining the solar system's infrastructure, waiting for humanity to reach this moment. They had a message. Earth is quarantine zone 847. We are candidate species 19. 18 previous attempts failed, and our quarantine has just been compromised. The auditors are coming. This is the story of what we found on Callisto, and the choice we now face. Callisto is the safest place in the Jovian system. Unlike Europa with its crushing ice, or Io with its volcanic fury, or Ganymede with its intense radiation, Callisto orbits Jupiter at a comfortable distance. Low radiation, stable geology, water ice beneath the surface. Perfect for human habitation. By 2025, Kronos Mining Corporation had established Callisto Station, a permanent colony housing 240 personnel, engineers, scientists, miners, families. The first true off-Earth settlement beyond Mars orbit. Their mission, extract rare Earth elements and water ice. Simple, profitable, safe. Dr. Rachel Voss led the deep excavation team, 6 specialists using automated drilling systems to probe Callisto's subsurface. On September 14th, at a depth of 2.8 kilometers, the drill encountered something unexpected. Not ice, not rock, metal. Voss ordered the excavation widened. Over the next 6 hours, her team uncovered the surface of a structure. Smooth, seamless, made from material that absorbed light rather than reflected it, and covered in geometric patterns that looked disturbingly familiar. The same patterns found on Europa's teaching sphere. The same patterns in the moon's tunnels. The same patterns at Phobos's doorway. Ancient network architecture. Voss contacted Station Commander Marcus Webb. Webb immediately classified the discovery and ordered a research team assembled. By September 15th, 12 personnel had descended to the excavation site. Scientists, engineers, and security officers. The structure was hexagonal, approximately 40 meters across, buried deliberately beneath 3 kilometers of ice and rock, and completely intact. No damage, no degradation, as if it had been placed there yesterday, despite being millions of years old. Dr. Kenji Sato, the station's xenoarchaeologist, examined the surface patterns. These aren't decorative, he said. They're functional, possibly informational, and they're active, generating a faint electromagnetic field. Active? Webb asked. After millions of years? The facility is powered. Whatever energy source it uses hasn't degraded. It's still operational. Security Chief Elena Torres ran sensor sweeps. No radiation, no toxins, no obvious threats. But the structure was clearly waiting for something. The patterns pulsed in a rhythm, slow, steady, like a heartbeat. Dr. Amira Hassan, a biologist, approached the structure's surface. She reached out, intending to take a sample. The moment her gloved hand made contact, everything changed. The patterns flared bright blue-green. The pulsing accelerated, and a section of the wall reconfigured, geometric panels shifting, rearranging, creating an opening, a doorway. Hassan stumbled backward. The team froze, and from inside the structure light spilled out. Not harsh, not threatening, just waiting. Webb made the decision. We go in, but carefully. Hassan, Sato, Torres, with me, everyone else, maintain position outside. The 4 entered. The interior was vast. A chamber 30 meters high, perfectly spherical, with walls covered in the same geometric patterns. But these patterns were more complex. Moving, flowing like liquid across the surface. And in the center of the chamber, standing in formation, were 7 figures. Not human, but not entirely alien either. Humanoid. bipedal. But their proportions were wrong. Limbs too long, torsos too narrow, heads subtly oversized. They wore no clothing, but their skin had a metallic sheen, covered in the same geometric patterns as the walls, and they were watching. 7 pairs of eyes, too large, pupils too dark, focused on the 4 humans who had entered. One of the figures stepped forward. When it spoke, the words came not from a mouth, but from the air itself, a voice synthesized from the chamber's resonance. Welcome. Candidate Species 19. We are the Maintenance Collective of Quarantine Zone 847. We have been expecting you. Webb's hand moved to his sidearm. Torres raised her scanner. Hassan and Sato stood frozen. The figure continued. Do not fear. We mean no harm. We are not auditors. We are workers, maintainers, like you will become if you choose integration. Who are you? Webb managed. We are what remains of species 4, 7, 11, and 13. Converted, transformed, assigned to maintain the ancient network infrastructure in this solar system. We have served for 700 of your years. Converted from what? From biological independence to network integration. We were once separate beings. Now we are unified, connected, serving the network that spans 40,000 star systems. Sato found his voice. The ancient network, how large is it? Vast, 847 quarantine zones, each containing candidate species being evaluated, each monitored by facilities like this one, each maintained by workers like us. And Earth is Quarantine Zone 847? Correct. Your solar system is a testing ground. The facilities you have discovered, Europa, the Moon, Phobos, Mercury, asteroid Psyche, are assessment and education infrastructure. Teaching you, evaluating you, preparing you. For what? For integration or for correction? The auditors will decide. Hassan stepped forward. Auditors. We've heard that term before. From the Europa transmission. From Callisto Station. What are they? The figure tilted its oversized head. Auditors are the network's evaluators. They assess quarantine zones to determine if candidate species are ready for integration or require containment. Containment? Species that fail assessment are preserved in their current state, prevented from expanding beyond their home system, archived as they are, never allowed to develop further. And integration? Species that pass join the network. Their knowledge, their experiences, their consciousness, all contributed to the collective. They become workers like us, maintainers, explorers, teachers for future candidate species. Webb's jaw tightened. You're saying humanity is being tested, and if we fail, we're trapped on Earth forever. Yes. And if we pass, we become like you. You are transformed, enhanced, connected to something far greater than individual existence. You serve the network's purpose, spreading consciousness across the galaxy, evaluating new species, maintaining the infrastructure. Torres finally spoke. How many candidate species have been tested in this solar system? 19. Earth is the 19th. The previous 18 failed assessment and were archived. What happened to them? They destroyed themselves before achieving spaceflight. Or they achieved spaceflight but remained fragmented, violent, unable to cooperate. Or they contacted ancient network facilities prematurely and contaminated the assessment. All archived, contained, prevented from further development. Sato's voice was barely a whisper. Where are they now, the other 18? Preserved. On their home worlds. Some in your solar system's asteroid belt. Former civilizations that arose on planets that no longer exist. Some on moons you have not yet explored. All maintained in stasis. All waiting for the network to decide their final disposition. The implication settled over the four humans like a weight. Hassan asked the question they were all thinking. How is humanity being assessed? By your interaction with network facilities, the teaching sphere on Europa. Did you learn from it or fear it? The assessment sphere at Psyche. Did you understand its purpose? The monitoring stations on Mars and Phobos. Did you recognize the surveillance? The solar observatory on Mercury. Did you comprehend the scale? Each facility measures different aspects of your species' readiness. And how are we doing? The figure paused. You have compromised your quarantine. You touched the Europosphere. You integrated with the Galileo Station AI. You detected Phobos transmissions. You decoded Mercury's warnings. And now you have opened this chamber. Each contact increases contamination. Each interaction accelerates the assessment timeline. Meaning, the auditors were scheduled to arrive in your year 2035. But your rapid contact with multiple facilities has triggered early evaluation protocols. They will arrive in 2029, 18 months from now. Webb felt his stomach drop. 18 months? Yes. And when they arrive, they will review all data collected by network facilities. They will assess humanity's technological development, social cohesion, cognitive capacity, and response to network contact. They will determine if you are ready for integration or require archival. What criteria do they use? That is not information we possess. We are maintainers, not evaluators. Only the auditors know the assessment parameters. Torres stepped closer to the figures. You said we'd become like you if we integrate. What does that actually mean? Your biological form is preserved but enhanced. Your consciousness is connected to the network. You maintain individual identity, but access collective knowledge. You are assigned roles based on your capabilities. Most become maintainers like us, servicing facilities, teaching new candidate species. Some become explorers, seeking new worlds for evaluation. A few become auditors themselves. And if we refuse integration, then you face the auditors alone. If they determine humanity is ready, you will be invited to join voluntarily. If they determine you are not ready, you will be archived. Your civilization frozen at its current state. Your solar system quarantined. No expansion beyond Earth permitted. Forever. Hassan's hands were shaking. This is insane. You're telling us we have 18 months to prove we're worthy of. What? Joining a galactic network we didn't know existed? Or being trapped on our own planet for eternity? Yes. That's not a choice. That's coercion. It is evaluation. Species must demonstrate readiness before being allowed to join the network. Those who are not ready pose risks. To themselves, to others, to the stability of the network. The quarantine system has existed for 4.7 million of your years. It functions. It protects the galaxy from dangerous, immature species. Sato found enough courage to ask, have any species ever passed assessment on their first attempt? No. Earth is candidate species 19 in quarantine zone 847. But in other quarantine zones, some candidate species have passed on their second or third attempts. After archival periods ranging from 10,000 to 100,000 years, they were reassessed and accepted. You're saying if we fail, humanity might get another chance in 10,000 years? Perhaps, if your species survives archival. Some do not. The chamber fell silent except for the faint hum of the facility's power system. Webb forced himself to think tactically. This chamber! Why did it open for us? Why now? The chamber opens when candidate species reach sufficient technological development and make contact with enough network facilities. You have now activated 5 major sites: Europa, Psyche, Phobos, Mercury, and this facility. The threshold has been crossed. Communication is now permitted. What is this facility's purpose? Processing. Integration. When candidate species choose to join the network voluntarily, they come here. We administer the transformation. They become workers. They begin their service. How many humans have already chosen integration? The figure gestured to the wall. Patterns shifted, displaying images. Faces. Human faces. The 6 from Europa Station. The 12 from Galileo Station. 3 from Mercury's facility. And others, solo explorers, researchers who had made contact with smaller facilities not yet discovered by the general population. 43 humans total. 43 who had already been converted. Hassan recognized one face, Dr. Isabel Reyes from Galileo Station. In the image, her features were subtly altered, skin with metallic sheen, eyes larger, patterns visible on her neck, but still recognizably her. Are they still themselves? Their memories, personalities, and core identities remain, but they are enhanced, connected. They understand the network now. They serve willingly. Can we speak with them? If you choose integration, you will join them. You will understand what they understand, feel what they feel, serve as they serve. Torres's voice was hard. And if we refuse and leave this chamber? You may leave. You may return to Callisto Station. You may inform your species of what you have learned. But the auditors will still arrive in 18 months, and humanity will still face assessment. The only question is whether you prepare collectively or remain ignorant until evaluation day. Webb made his decision. We need to leave. We need to report this. Humanity deserves to know what's coming. The figure did not object. You may depart, but understand, this chamber remains open. Any who choose integration may return. We will be here, waiting, preparing. When the auditors arrive, those who have already integrated will be evaluated favorably. Those who resist will face uncertain judgment. The 4 humans backed toward the exit. The doorway remained open. The 7 converted beings watched them go, patient and calm. As Webb stepped through the threshold, he turned back. What happens to maintainers if the auditors decide to archive humanity? We continue our work. We maintain the facilities. We wait for the next candidate species. We have already served through 18 failed evaluations in this solar system. We will serve through a 19th if necessary. Doesn't that bother you? Watching species fail? Being trapped in service forever? The figure's large eyes reflected the chamber's light. We are not trapped. We are fulfilled. We serve a purpose larger than individual existence. We contribute to the network's grand project, spreading consciousness, evaluating potential, building towards something your species cannot yet comprehend. It is not imprisonment. It is meaning. Webb had no response to that. He turned and left, followed by Hassan, Sato, and Torres. The chamber remained open behind them. The excavation team returned to Callisto Station on September 16, 2027. Commander Webb immediately transmitted a classified report to Kronos Corporation headquarters on Earth. Within 6 hours, the information had reached the United Nations, NASA, and the major space agencies. Within 12 hours, the world knew. Humanity had 18 months before the auditors arrived. 18 months to prepare for evaluation. 18 months to decide how to respond. Some advocated for unity, global cooperation to present the best possible case to the auditors. Others called for resistance, refusing evaluation, refusing integration, fighting to maintain human independence regardless of the consequences. And some, quietly, began making their way to Callisto, to the open chamber, to the waiting maintainers, choosing integration before the auditors arrived, becoming network workers. Accepting transformation. By December 2027, 117 humans had entered the Callisto chamber and did not come out. Volunteers, believers, those who saw integration as evolution rather than surrender. By March 2028, that number had reached 340. By August 2028, 892. The chamber workers welcomed each one, administered the transformation. sent them to various ancient network facilities throughout the solar system. Some went to Europa to help service the teaching sphere. Some to Phobos to maintain the monitoring equipment. Some to Mercury to join the solar observatory. And some remained on Callisto, joining the maintenance collective, waiting to greet the next volunteers. Dr. Rachel Voss returned to the chamber on November 3, 2027. She did not return to Callisto Station. Security Chief Elena Torres followed on December 19, 2027. Dr. Amira Hassan held out until January 14, 2028. But eventually, she went. Commander Marcus Webb never entered the chamber. He remained on Callisto Station, documenting everything, transmitting reports to Earth, watching as his crew, his friends, made their choices. And he waited for the auditors. Because that's all humanity can do now. Wait, prepare, hope. The Callisto chamber remains open, the workers remain patient, the facilities remain operational. And in 18 months, now less than 6, the auditors will arrive at Phobos. They will review the solar system's data. They will assess humanity's development, our response to network contact, our readiness for integration. They will decide, does humanity join the ancient network? Are we offered transformation, connection, purpose in a galaxy-spanning collective? Or are we archived, contained, frozen at our current state, trapped in our solar system, prevented from ever reaching the stars? Species 1 through 18 failed. They were archived. Some destroyed themselves in the waiting. Some survive in stasis, preserved but static, waiting for a reassessment that may never come. The Callisto Station incident revealed everything. The network's scale, its purpose, its methods. And our deadline. Now we know the truth. Humanity is not alone. We never were. We've been watched, tested, evaluated since we first looked up at the stars. The ancient network has been here all along, teaching us, assessing us, waiting to see if we're ready to join something far larger than ourselves, or if we're destined to join the 18 archived species before us. Trapped, contained, forgotten. 6 months until the auditors arrive. 6 months to decide who we want to be. 6 months to prepare for judgment. The chamber is open. The workers are waiting. The choice is ours. But the clock is ticking, and the auditors are coming.